Okay, so here we are back in another sprint demo. And this sprint, we were focused on cleaning up some of the things that carried over from level 4 and sprint 4, and wrapping up level 5. So just kind of starting things off here with the level up descriptions. When you hit level 5, you will unlock your level 3 spells. As an occultist, you will gain a new Cambion Conjure, and as a planeswalker, you will gain a goblin. You can see him standing over there as a new lesser summon, and the player will now be informed that your conjure summons, your summoner base summons, will now take stronger forms. So that is referring to your regular conjure summon and not your conjure lesser summon, which gains an increase on the previous level. So I will clear out that accept, and moving on. Last time from the cleanup, one of the things we had to address was the hyena. We were struggling a little bit to get the hyena new abilities to function quite as intended, but if I pop over here to our hyena, you'll see now that he has the previous abilities of the last form of hyena. And when you dismiss him or he dies, he himself will leave behind a newborn Null, which will be a controllable character. So for right now, it adds it as a whole new playable character. He can be dismissed like any other summon, but once the hyena dies, a Null will take its place and be able to continue the fight in this newborn form that is a little bit stronger than the original hyena that he came from, but does have a lower armor class. So I'm satisfied with this for release. I think the team is also satisfied. So the effects obviously need a little bit of touch up, but as is the heart of this phase of development, we are over game balance functionality before aesthetics and effects. So for the time being, this setup is working and testable and functions for play. So now your hyena will spawn a newborn Null at death. Moving on, we have also adjusted Shadow Blade. So I believe, yes, I'm on my occultist. Let's go over here and prep Shadow Blade in the same fashion that the planeswalker and occultist, just any base summoner, can summon two flame blades. The occultist can now also conjure and dual wield shadow blades. So here you see, by casting it twice and consuming 2 spell slots, I now am dual wielding the shadow blades, which is just kind of neat and cool. Let's see, what's next here? Alright, so yeah, moving on. Let's talk about... Let's see if I can re-summon him. Let's talk about the new conjures you will gain at this level, starting with the Planeswalker Lesser Summon of Goblin. And there he is. He'll come in with 22 hit points, and he has a Flash Bomb and a Grease Bottle. 1 throw each. And he's out. But every time you summon him, he will have those items to chuck around. He comes with a sword and a shield, loaded up as a goblin, and a ranged bow as well. If I expand his little thing here, you'll see he has a short bow as well. Not too much special going on. It is just a goblin. Decent armor class, just kind of like a little bit more combat durable than the lesser summon Flump, and expands on the options you have when summoning and conjuring as a planeswalker. And then hopping over here to the occultist at level 5, they gain a mid-tier conjure for Cambion. This is not as powerful as the summon Cambion summon, which is the base game spell, but it is unique to the occultist class here, and he will come in with 38 hit points. Has the standard weapons that you're used to on a Cambion, the spear and of course proficiency in it. And he will also have access to a Scorching Ray, that he can cast once per turn of combat. And once per short rest, he will have access to Fireball, which is just everybody's favorite classic spell. So, yeah, I think that wraps that up for Sprint 5. The scope of this sprint was a little bit smaller than previous sprints, so things were pretty smooth, but with summer just getting kickstarted, the team overall does have less hours to contribute to this as a, just a thing we're all doing for free on our own time. So the scope of some of the sprints in this midsummer section may be a little smaller than the previous ones, but we are now planning out the changes for level 6, and with the release of level 5, I believe that makes all of Act 1 completely playable with the class. Some things that are likely to carry over still into the next sprint include things like the Cambion currently not having the fly ability, which he should have, and of course all of the changes that come in level 6, but those are not ready to be announced or shown yet. So you'll have to be patient, you'll have to wait yet one more week for Sprint 6 to be completed and yet another update to come out, but for this sprint and this section of development, we are happy and ready and at our next milestone to drop a release, so do enjoy. Thank you for following the project, and I can't wait to see you in the next one. JC out.